Greetings everyone, and welcome to my Mega Man issue 22 review. If I sound off, it's because I've been sick these past few days, but the show must go on. The theme of this issue is love. Relationships between people and relationships between robots. And this issue's comic shop street date was February 13th, one day before Valentine's Day. Coincidence? Probably. Or is it? Anywho, let's begin this love fest. In the Arctic, Iceman is directing Quake on ice sculpting, much to her annoyance. Mega Man and Roll teleport in, and Iceman immediately shows Roll the ice sculpture of a heart made especially for her, and Roll doesn't really care. Mega Man is impressed that Quake drilled the ice sculpture and wants to try himself. Roll suddenly gets an idea and tells Iceman that they should hook up, rock, and tempo! Burn! We then go to the police office where Agents Krantz and Stern work, and Rosie is about to go for a fancy dinner date until her date called it off. Now Stern, being the good guy that he is, decides to take Rosie out to the fancy restaurant because, well, she did have a reservation there. I mean, you wouldn't let that go to waste now, would you? Anyway, at the restaurant, Doctors Light and La Linday, Linday, that's how the powers that be want to pronounce that name, they're also there, and they invite the agents to join them. And, Stern, you put yourself into this situation, just suck it up. And the reason the doctors are here? Well, you know, when the kids are away. And, Dr. Light knows that Iceman has a crush on Roll, which leads to an interesting discussion between Agent Stern and Dr. Light about robots and love. And then we cut back to the Arctic where Roll is trying to give hints to Mega Man to hook up with Quake Woman. And after the subtlety goes over Rock's head, well, she had to force it on him. It's like, go date her, you dummy! Back in the restaurant, Dr. Light and Agent Stern are still debating whether or not machines can feel love, and the fact that people are a type of machine. And all the while, the ladies are drinking wine. Back in the Arctic, Roll is manipulating Quake Woman to experience a new emotion with Roll's brother. And Roll even suggested the fact that the two of them should get married. Roll, you're pushing things along too fast, aren't you? I mean, Mega Man is programmed to be a kid, I think. And how old is Quake Woman supposed to be programmed? Her teens? Then again, they are robots, and they have limited free will. Well, not free will. They're governed by their programming, so they cannot think beyond the simple things, if you get my drift. Dr. Light and Agent Stern are now talking about the negative side effects of love. Jealousy, bitterness, resentment, traits that poor Iceman is currently displaying. And Ian, you have to throw Shakespeare into the book. I mean, you gotta use that English degree somewhere. And you two, Mega Man and Quake Woman, trying to break the ice, aren't we? Well, I didn't mean it literally, jeez! Poor Dr. Light, you gotta feel sorry for the guy. He and Dr. Wily used to be close, but now Wily's all bad and stuff. And the Emerald Spears did class the two doctors at the table just as bad as Dr. Wily. And Agent Stern agrees. To be fair, they did bring up valid points. If robots did go amok and go all Terminator and whatnot, humanity is screwed. And I did like this thing, what if a virus comes around and make them all wild? The robots survive the fall and decide to meet up with one another. Mega Man finds Tempo all curled up because, again, she is underground and she has a fear of being underground. And we have a more detailed explanation why. Turns out, she remembers her experience without her emotions. She does not want to go through all of that again, and that's why she doesn't want to be buried, because she does not want the same thing to happen all over again. But a pep talk from Mega Man snaps her out of it, and they decide to meet up with Roll and Iceman. And poor Iceman, he wants to go save Roll from disaster, and dude, the sooner you realize you're the butt monkey, the better. And when they all meet up, they decide to concoct a plan to get out of this cavern, which involves high water pressure, drilling, and Iceman making a platform. It may sound insane, but it worked. And look, Tempo, part of her actually enjoyed that. And so the dinner date ends. You know, it's nice of good old Agent Stern to look out for his younger partner. And Dr. Light, after tonight, you'd be lucky to get a kiss from Noelle. One has to ask, where does the idea of Iceman having a crush on Roll came from? The answer? The video game Mega Man Battle and Chase. In that game, Iceman wants to go on a vacation to the South Pole, so he enters the competition to obtain money. Now in his ending, Iceman makes an ice sculpture of him with Roll, and that's the only indication that Iceman likes Roll. Now, you have to think, both of them were built by Dr. Light, and sometimes Mega Man refers to the first-gen Robot Masters, you know, Cutman, Bombman, etc., as his brothers. You would think that Iceman and Roll are technically brother and sister. I'm not going to touch that because some would see only Mega Man, Proto Man, and Roll only brothers and sister, and the other Robot Master is a lesser quality. But the fact is, in this issue, Iceman's crush on Roll is played for laughs, and this issue also continues an ongoing theme with this comic. What measure is a non-human? Because while we're dealing with this whole scenario of love, or what the robots think of love in this issue, we have good old Dr. Light and Agent Stern debating on whether or not robots have feelings. Agent Stern does bring up valid points, which are again the Emerald Spear's valid points, because later on down the line, the X series, the Zero series, the ZX series, the Legend series, it will happen, and it's inadvertently Dr. Light's fault. Good old Agent Stern refers to robots running amok if a virus ever infects their systems. Now, it could be a reference to either Robo-Enza Mega Man 10, but more than likely it could be the Zero virus / Maverick virus of the X series. Or it could be a reference to both. And poor Tempo. Now we understand why she does not want to go underground and get buried. She does not want to get broken again. She does not want her mother to get worried and have her personality taken away. She does not like being a blank slate, and having no emotion is like not being alive at all. Roll. Trying to be matchmaker, huh? And her outfit actually makes sense. It's actually her Valentine's outfit from Mega Man Powered Up. And I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Shade Ketchum, because this person pointed out that Roll was actually wearing a variation of the Roll Claws outfit from Mega Man Powered Up in issue 21. And the reason I did not catch it is because, well, it's slightly modified. I mean, it looks slightly different. So, overall, this issue works because you don't have to fight bad guys all the time. Sometimes good old-fashioned problems that you need to get out yourself. Sometimes you need a little breather from combat. Sometimes you just need to deal with life. And sometimes living life is full of its own challenges. For that, I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. And in the next issue, oh, look who's coming back. Yep, Mega Man's long-lost brother. And he is mad. But we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, folks, thank you for watching this review, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye now.